Are we ready to clear the clutter? I've had so many great conversations with so many of you guys, and I know so many of you are so excited about this. Now, I know that this month is super crazy and super busy. I think I got my makeup not smudged in right, but anyways, I know this month is really, really busy. So I appreciate you taking time out of your day to hop on here to help improve your life, your mindset, your house, your space, your soul, and all of those things. So as you hop on, please tell us where you're tuning in from, and also tell us if you're live or if you're grabbing the replay. So hopefully I was sending out reminders and stuff, and I know many people wanted this to be a nighttime thing, and so I decided for the first one it'll be a nighttime thing. But I will tell you, my house is crazy at night. The dog might bark. I don't know. There might be chaos in the background. I don't even know. But nighttime is very busy at my house. So I'm going to make sure that I'm live here. Okay, I am. I am going to... All right, I'm seeing some people commenting from my phone because for some odd reason I can't see comments right here. So, oh, there's Babette. Okay, I can see. So yeah, tell us where you're tuning in from. And I'm just so excited that you're here. Thank you for taking time with us tonight. And we are going to get started here in just a second. Hey, everybody. Hey, Jill, Lainey, Babette, you guys, you're awesome. Thanks for hopping on. I am so excited about this workshop. And as I'm looking around my house, I'm like, there's things that I need to clear out. And this is so good for me as well. So we're going to get started here. Let me adjust a couple things and we'll get going. Let's see. Hold on. Make sure. I want to try to see comments from my computer, if that's at all possible. Sometimes it's not. All right. Anyway, you might see me looking down at my phone so I can see comments. So, all right, you guys, let's get started. So I just want to welcome you here. I'm so glad that you're here for this first week in our May Refresh experience. This is going to be an incredible few weeks of really small but powerful shifts that help us realign, restore, and feel more at peace in our bodies, in our minds, and in our homes. What a great time to do this in the spring. So I know this month is busy, like I said, but taking small steps to apply this in any little time slot that you have in your life is going to be a gift to yourself. And I know that we've got men and women on this call. I know a lot of times women don't take time for ourselves. So I just encourage you to just kind of mark out a little bit of time to be able to do some of the things that I'm going to get to in just a little bit. There's going to be some actionable steps at the end, okay? So I do these workshops, you guys, for free because I know there is so much out there that people are dealing with. I see it, I hear it, I deal with it too, which is why I'm just super passionate about helping people really break free from the weight of the world and just feel lighter. More peace, more joy. So many people are going through so much. And I guess that's life. It's lifing. Life is always going to have something. But anyways, you know, I'm not perfect, and there are still things that come up in my life because life's, right? And there's things that I'm healing from, and I want to help others heal too. So I've learned some really amazing tools that help me, and I want to pass them on to you. All right? With my Bridge to Abundance coaching program, I help people go much deeper on specific things, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later. But first, before I get started, can you hear me fine? Can you hear me fine? I need to see in the comments that you guys can hear me fine. Is my volume good? I have a microphone, but I don't know how to use it yet. So maybe next time it'll work. I couldn't get it to work, so I want to make sure that I can hear you. Hey, Erica. You guys, thanks for hopping on. Hey, Jamie, I see you. Denise, I see you. Yes, she's saying my volume is good. Okay, great. Because last month, I felt like my volume really, wasn't that great. I could have been louder. Anyway, All right, things you can do during this workshop this month is show support for one another, cheer each other on. It's sometimes rare that women, especially, we light up when we get, encouragement from a friend or your spouse. We light up. So this is your workshop. This is your time to up level, your time to make new friends. And I mean, what a great community that we have here for you to do that in this private group. So the other things you can do is be really intentional and interact on the posts. I'm going to do a giveaway on every live that I have. So I'm going to see who's on live. I'll announce the winner that night. So tonight I'll announce a winner. And if you're on live right now, you've got friends within the group that you've invited here, tag your friends on this live. Go message them really quick and then come back to this and tell them to hop on. It's going to be so good. All right, the other thing I want to say is what you put into this is what you're going to get out of it. Like anything else, if you join a gym and you don't go, you don't get anything out of it, right? You're like, why am I not in shape? And it's July. Well, I didn't go to the gym. Okay, so what you put into this workshop today and the other 3 that I'll do throughout the month, that's what you're going to get out of it. What you put into it, you get out of it. When you do the small, easy, yet powerful tasks each week, you will be someone that has really taken steps towards healing, towards growth, and you're going to just feel amazing just even after this one. Wait till you hear what I have to tell you, okay? So today's theme is all about clearing the clutter. And I'm not just talking about your closets or that junk drawer that's totally annoying or all that crap out in the garage. Although we'll definitely touch on that too, okay? But I'm talking about the physical, the emotional clutter that builds up and keeps us feeling stuck and stressed and literally weighed down. Like you just keep piling stuff in a backpack and it's just getting heavier and heavier. So this week is all about creating space, not just in your home, but in your mind, your spirit. God wants you to be free and no burdens, no clutter, okay? So let's go a little bit deeper about clutter. It's not just a mess, but it's a mirror. Okay, I got to tell you guys about this lady I heard the other day. I think it was a week ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to share this. It might have even been on a reel or a podcast. I can't even remember what it was, but I jotted down these notes because what she said was so true to me. So she said this. She said, what if God is saying clean your house? What if he's saying sweep, broom, clean up, get rid of that junk? What if he's saying that? She really has discovered that there's a link between organization and success. How do you guys feel about that? Do you feel like that might be true? I totally feel like it's true because I can look at my own life and where I'm organized or where I'm not. And she said, the way that you do anything is the way that you do everything. And that's like really powerful, right? She said, here's why. She said, getting things cleaned up and in order is all about preparation for something greater. True. Start with one room, one section, one day at a time, and have good worship music going, a good playlist going that is really faith building, gives you good energy, good vibes. And faith comes from hearing, right? So she went on to say that every time she's cleaning, she's hearing God's word. And she said, I'm cleaning outside while God's cleaning me on the inside. And as my environment improved, my mindset started to improve. And I love this. And she said, God was teaching me that if I can't even get my house in order, how could I get a program in order? How could I get a meeting in order or a family event or a function or, whatever it might be for you? And put in the comments if that hit you just now like it hit me when I heard it. Because it really, really hit me. I'm looking at things a lot differently right now. And I play worship music all the time. Now it's like I'm cleaning, I'm remembering her in my head, and I'm like, all right, God, go to work inside of me while I do the outside stuff. So, oh my gosh, whether it's physical clutter in your home or mental clutter in your mind, it's more than stuff. It's actually tied to your thoughts. See, and those thoughts are creating your feelings, which shape your actions and ultimately drive our results. You might have thought you were coming here to clean a closet, and we're going to be doing that, but so much more also, right? So yeah, Denise, she said, I love it. Lainey, absolutely. This is deep. Yes, we are going deep, friends. Deep. Kelly, agreed. Yes, yes. Awesome. Crystal, I see you. Thanks for hopping on. Vicky's watching. Thanks for hopping on. So I want to give you an example of this because this is amazing, okay? So you look around, you see piles of laundry, you see an overflowing inbox. Oh my gosh, who has a zillion emails? And when you open up your email, you're like, piles of sticky notes of things to do. My desk is so clean right now, you guys, but it's been like full of sticky notes and crazy things. You know, maybe a messy closet and you walk into it every time and you're just like, oh, right? Who can relate? Put a 1 in the comments if you can relate to this. Put a 1 in the comments. I'm going to show you something, and this is going to show you how powerful our thoughts are, okay? So I think I'll get I'm going to use my board. I wrote this down earlier. I'm going to use it. So the thought hits you, you know, when you're seeing the laundry, the overflowing inbox, the messy closet, the sticky notes, and just sort of like the things, the clutter, right? And the thought that hits you might be this. Can you guys see this? Tell me if you can see this. Hopefully you can see this. Okay, so the thought that hits you might be, can you guys see this board that I'm showing you? Okay, nobody's saying anything. I think you can see it. Okay, so the thought that hits you is, this is the thought. We're just looking at this side. Don't look at this side right now. Don't look over there. It's hidden. But the thought is, I can't keep up. Because when you see all of that stuff, you're just like, oh my God, I cannot keep up. That's the thought. And with that thought creates a feeling. And the feeling that you get is maybe overwhelm, or maybe you feel shame, or maybe you just get so frustrated. And from one of those feelings, or maybe all of those feelings, you literally shut down. That's your behavior. Your action is that you shut down. And from this space of, you know, that you're shut down, it just reinforces the thought that I can't keep up. And if you keep having this, just looping and looping and looping, all the time, over and over and over again, constantly, I can't keep up. And this is just an example. You can use this in any area of your life, but it just is a loop. It just keeps repeating. I can't keep up. I can't keep up, right? All the time, I can't keep up. If we can make these tiny little shifts in our brain and in our thoughts, a very small, tiny shift can literally propel you in a completely different direction, where over here you're shut down. So let's look at this side now, okay? So instead of thinking, or kind of when you feel the thought, when you think, I can't keep up, pausing for a minute. This is what I've had to learn, is pause for a minute and try to reframe that just a tiny bit. Notice I'm not saying go from I can't keep up to I'm going to get it all done. I'm not saying that. I'm saying small. I can't keep up could be I can start small. That is a more doable thought, right? Because we can't go from one end to the other completely. We have to sometimes have a bridge thought in between that's going to help us actually get the results we want. And so we're going to take that thought captive and we're going to say, I can start small. And now watch this. This is where it's powerful, is I can start small creates a feeling of empowerment. It gives you a feeling of calm. Just say it out loud, you know, like just literally say, I can start small, and you can feel it in your body. Where over here, I can't keep up, you can feel that in your body as like really heavy and really stressful. So, but when we say I can start small, it's like, oh, I feel so light. I feel empowered, and I feel calm. And from a calm state and an empowered state, guess what? Action we take. We tackle one drawer at a time, one drawer. And our result is we've made progress and we feel like we've had a win. Do you see that? Tell me, has this hit anybody? Erica, my house is organized. I love the Container Store. But sections of clutter. I know, I do too. I'm gonna one little space at a time. Hey Peggy, I'm glad you're hopping on. Lainey, my house is currently a mess. Kids, oh gosh, hello. Yes. Just one thing at a time. Picking up at night, just one thing at a time, right? But you can see how if you capture this thought and catch it when you are aware that it's happening and say, wait, if I stay here, I'm going to stay stuck. I'm going to shut down, right? And if I can reframe that and start small, I feel empowered. I'm going to tackle one drawer at a time, not the whole house, just one thing. It might just be putting the toys away, Lainey, right? And your result is you make progress and you have a win. Oh my gosh. Hello. Was that good? Tell me that was good. How did that hit you? Yes, yes, yes. All right. So, we don't want to have those loops, right? We want to make progress. We want to have a win. So, let's talk about the hidden weight of clutter, okay? Clutter can be so heavy, even when you think you're used to it. Because sometimes people will be like, I don't think this is affecting me at all, right? But every unfinished task or pile of stuff is like a tab that's open in your brain. A lot like all the tabs you have open at the top of your computer right now. How many tabs are open at the top of your computer? Tell me in the comments. How many tabs do you have open right now? Oh, Vicky said, funny how cleaning one drawer keeps me going to keep looking at it over and over. Talk about like if we clean the pantry, that's a big deal. All right, how many tabs do you have open on your computer right now? There are times, you guys, I've had 30 tabs open on my computer. Think of like your brain having all these tabs open. Kelly, 17. Oh, I think currently right now I might have 12. So it's better than 30, I guess, right? So, having those tabs all open, a lot like the tabs you have open at the top of your computer. Maybe it's 30, maybe it's 17 like Kelly. But your nervous system doesn't relax because it senses something is incomplete. That low like hum of stress, like it's in the background. And for me, one tab that's opened, I'm gonna just be completely transparent and honest with you. I told you, I don't have it all together here. I'm a work in progress and will be forever. But for one tab that I have that is open, on my computer is my website. I've been trying to finish my website. Have I though? Sometimes I just avoid it because, like that thought model I showed you, it creates a feeling of overwhelm for me. And then what do? I stay stuck. But when I notice this and I capture that thought and I say, well, okay, I can start small. Then I feel empowered. Then I take a small action to just get one little thing done on my website. And that gets me closer to having a finished website, right? So we can do this on any area of life. I want you to just, hopefully this brings you into a place of like being aware of when these thoughts come in. Be like, oh, I think I hear Tina in my head. Okay, take a deep breath. All right, I'm so excited. You guys, I've been so pumped about this. I had a workout, got all pumped up. So now I'm going to talk about emotional clutter. And, maybe this goes deeper than just, physical clutter. Maybe someone is not appreciative of you. Maybe someone, really hurt your feelings, and maybe you hold some unspoken resentment. Maybe you hold some unforgiveness. Maybe there are some old fears that pop up and sort of keep you stuck. Maybe a mental load from constantly managing everybody else. Maybe you're managing everyone else at work. And then you get home and you have to manage everything else. And it just all builds up. And it steals your energy, your presence, and it steals your peace. Do you ever just go to bed exhausted? Yeah, because you're holding so many things inside. When we ignore clutter, we aren't just ignoring a mess. We are avoiding making decisions. We're avoiding, setting boundaries and We're avoiding healing if we're holding on to some of these really deep things. So clearing the clutter is an act of reclaiming power. It's saying, I matter enough to create space, create peace in my space and in my mind. I want you to type in the comments, I matter, if you are ready for change. I matter if you're ready for change. And I'll repeat that again. Clearing clutter is an act of reclaiming power. It's saying, I matter enough to create peace in my space and in my mind. Type I matter in the comments if you're ready for change. Deep breath. I matter. Lainey, yes. Kelly, I matter. Vicki, I matter. Jill, I matter enough. Oh, I love it. Denise, you all matter. We all matter. So good. Rhonda, she's on. Yay. Crystal, I matter. Yes. You do. You matter. I could get emotional. Whew. All right. Let's talk about emotional clutter. And I'm going to put that in. I wish I had another board because I like to write on things. But talking about the emotional clutter and putting it into the thought model that I showed you before. Let's say that you're constantly feeling like snappy, you're feeling just drained, not just from physical clutter, because that, obviously we talked about that, or that can drain you, but from something deeper, like we're talking about now. You're carrying the weight of emotional clutter. So things that you haven't processed, things that you're avoiding, expectations maybe, that just aren't what you thought. And just sort of like some of those things that you silently, we silently take on things, and then it just gets heavier. You feel it in your chest. And so here's what something might look like. I'm just going to give an example, doing our thought, feeling, action, result, thought model. I'm going to show you, okay? If I could have had another board, I would have made another one. But again, let's just say the circumstance is that your partner leaves a mess in the kitchen every single night. Just leaves dishes in the sink and just walks away and goes and watches TV the rest of the night. Okay, we'll just making this up. And your thought around that is, it's always on me. It's always on me to clean up. It's always on me. No one sees how much I do. And with that thought, it creates a feeling, you feel resentment or even loneliness. And from that feeling, you withdraw. You might withdraw. You might really just stew silently about it and just be grinding your teeth. Or maybe just explode later over something really small. And it's whoa, what was that all about? Right? You still feel unseen and you still feel unsupported, right? So again, I'll just say that your circumstances, your partner leaves the dishes in the sink. Your thought around it is, oh my gosh, it's always on me. I always have to do everything. And that makes you feel lonely, resentful. You withdraw, you become silent. You feel unseen and unsupported, which reinforces the thought, it's always on me. I have to do it all. And that right there can be another loop. That emotional clutter, that unspoken frustration, or the pressure to keep it all together becomes your operating system. It affects how you show up in your relationships, how much space you have for joy, and how much energy you have for you at the end of the day. How much energy do you have for yourself? But here's the powerful part of this, is that we can change it. When we identify the thought and question it, just take a look at it, we can interrupt the pattern. So again, I'm giving you this example in this way so that hoping something clicks here. So you can try this again, right? Instead of, taking the new thought, try this, okay? The new thought. I'm feeling unseen, okay? But here's a new thought. What do I need to express or ask for? What do I need to express or ask for? That thought, just that little shift, is going to create a feeling of courage and also clarity. When I say, what do I need to express or ask for? Now I feel courageous. I feel a sense of clarity. And the action that I'm going to take is, you're going to ask for help. Going to set boundaries. Going to pause and breathe before I snap. And that new result then, coming from that action, is a moment of empowerment. And you begin to clear the emotional clutter that has been just held inside, just in silence. So I teach this within my Bridge to Abundance coaching community. I have a new small group beginning at the end of May that anyone can jump into. This is where I teach you how to take your power back and create new neural pathways in your brain that can get you unstuck and living in more joy and feel more purpose. So this is a small group that's limited spaces, and I'll drop a form later in the comments, or you can reach out to me if you want some more information on that. But let's get into some actionable steps, because I want you to go away tonight with actionable steps. This is what you're going to do. This is what's next. Okay, so you're first aware of your thoughts and how your thoughts are creating your feelings, and your feelings create your behaviors and ultimately affect your results on things, right? So just being aware of that as we go through the week, as we go through this month. Okay, so let's get some actionable steps. Are you guys ready? Who's ready? Say in the comments, I'm ready. If you're ready for some actionable steps, let's see, ready in the comments. Hey, Audrey, thanks for hopping on. Carrie Jules, thanks for hopping on. Oh, this has been so good. So here's what we're going to do this week. If you're just hopping on, you've got to go back and listen to the beginning because it's powerful. So this week, we're going to focus with the thought that I can start small. Okay? So we're talking about clearing a physical space, right? We're not going to go from overwhelm and then being like, okay, I just have to do everything in my house. No. Our thought is I can start small. So I want you to write that on a piece of paper. I can start small. Choose one small area in your house. A drawer, a counter. Maybe it's just literally cleaning the kitchen counter. Maybe it's a closet. Maybe you want to tackle something a little bit bigger, but be careful that you don't get overwhelmed. If you decide to tackle a closet, a full-on closet right now, I want you to start with just one area of the closet, like the shoe area or the bag area, the sock area. Take one area, okay? So to clear and clean out and get rid of stuff. So this isn't about perfection. It's about just getting into movement, okay? I'm going to also drop in here daily journal prompts, because putting our thoughts on paper and really thinking about things is super, super powerful. I'm going to give you things to think about this week. And I know that this is Tuesday. Normally, I'm going to go live on Monday, okay? And that will make more sense. Have all week. So anyway, you'll have some journal prompts, and this is going to help you start thinking about things and moving in a direction of more mental clarity and better health, mentally and physically, okay? So the journal prompts will help you just process the mental clutter and bring awareness to what's weighing you down. Because we're so good at just like masking things and putting them back here and be like, I don't want to think about that right now. I don't want to think about that right now. Anybody else do that? I don't want to think about that right now. And you just go about your day and you start buffering all the things, right? So we're going to have prompts. I'm going to tell you what they are, but I'm going to have a graphic. You guys, I'm going to make this easy for you. I was going to do a journal prompt every day in the group, and then I thought, I don't want to do that, because then you hop on and you're like, where's the journal prompt for today? And you see it from like, whatever, Tuesday, and it's supposed to be Fridays, because that's how the Facebook groups work. Anyways, it's going to be one graphic right after this live. I'm going to put it in the comments, and I'm also going to have a post. It's a graphic. I want you to screenshot it and save it And you can pull it up on your phone every night and do each journal prompt each day, one a day, and journal on it, okay? We also have an affirmation for the week. The affirmation of this week is, I create peace and spaciousness in my mind, my body, and my home. Okay? So we have journal prompts. Well, 3 things. Clearing a space, a physical space, one small area. 1 journal prompt a day, which will take you probably less than 5 minutes. Do it at bedtime or in the morning. I love to do mine at bedtime. And then we have an affirmation of the week. Now, what will you do with this affirmation of the week? Here's what I'm telling you. Get a sticky note, more sticky notes, or a piece of paper. Tape it on your mirror when you're getting ready in the morning. I want you to wake up and say, I create peace and spaciousness in my mind, body, and home. You can put this in your car and also put it where you work, in front of your computer. And I want you to say it every single day, out loud. I create peace and spaciousness in my mind, body, and home. Okay? On Fridays, every single Friday is our check-in. That is where we're going to, within this group, Friday check-in. How are you doing? I might have some things on Friday where you will post a project that you got done. What little space did you clear? And so take photos as you're doing this, because we might be sharing them. Okay? Or you can share your journal prompts, if you want to share that with the group. But anyways, I think this week it'd be fun to share what space we cleaned out. Okay? All right, so here's examples of the journal prompts, and then we're almost done. We're going to close this out. Couple examples is, what clutter, physical or emotional, have I been avoiding? These are deep questions. We're not messing around. We're healing. We're getting peace and clarity and joy, and we have to let go of the clutter, the physical, the emotional clutter. Another one of the journal prompts is, what thoughts do I notice when I look at the clutter in my space? Becoming aware of it. Now, you guys, if you get stuck on something and you want to coach with me, just message me. Be like, I'm stuck, or I'm feeling this way. Can you help me work through it? Yes, yes, yes. That's what I love to do, okay? So take advantage of it. Another one is, how does it feel to release something that no longer serves me? Ooh, it's gonna be good. So there's 7 journal prompts. I'm not reading all of them because I want to let you guys go tonight. But so with that said, let's go into this week with compassion, with curiosity, not pressure, not one more thing to do. Not one more thing to do. You are gifting yourself by doing these simple little things. So let your space and your mind reflect how worthy and deserving you are of peace and of simplicity. You guys, if this brought up something for you, I want you to share it right here tonight. Share it in the comments. What did this bring up for you? Share it here, please. Or send me a private message if it brought something up for you. I need to hear it. Others need to hear it. This is all about supporting each other. This is all about being a community, cheering each other on, being here, being real, being vulnerable, growing together. I would love to hear what landed for you. And remember, tiny, small steps. Tiny, small steps. You're not just clearing stuff. You're making space for you. And you, my friend, are so important. God wants you to be free. He doesn't want you to be weighed down by physical clutter. He doesn't want you to be weighed down by mental clutter and stress and things that we hold inside. It's time to let it go. And we just do that by working on one little thing at a time. If you want help working through the emotional clutter, definitely reach out to me. If you're stuck on the physical clutter stuff, reach out to me. We'll coach about it. I love to do that. Let's see if we have any questions. And I want to read some of the comments coming in. Grab my phone here. Crystal says, I woke up ready today. I deep cleaned and organized 2 bathrooms before work. It only took me an hour because I do this frequently. I love that. Good job, Crystal. So, so good. And look, Rhonda, you're cheering her on. That's what I'm talking about. Rhonda said, way to go, Crystal. That's the cheering on that I'm talking about. That's what we need. You know, we need cheering on. Denise said, looking at it as a gift to myself versus one more thing to do. That's why I said that, because I think that May can be such a busy month, but what month isn't busy, right? Giving this as a gift to yourself, the freedom of the mental load, the freedom that the physical clutter has, and just really focusing on that. So I'm glad you said that, and that was a good takeaway, Denise. Lainey said, it taught me that I need to get my life together in the best way possible and not to be overwhelmed or stressed in the process. I will now clean while letting God clean me. Isn't that so good? I know, that really, really hit me too when I heard that gal talking about that. I was like, oh. And ever since I heard it, like I'm listening to worship music so many times throughout the day, and I'm literally thinking that same thought, Lainey, like, while I'm doing this, let God just work inside of me and transform me. And with all the negativity out there in the world, to just turn on that worship music and breathe. Let him work in us. So yeah, you guys share in here if you're listening to the recording. Definitely drop in here what landed for you most, what hit you most. I really want to hear it. And I can't wait. We'll have a check-in on Wednesday, and then our big check-in though is on Friday to see how everybody's progressing. Okay? Progressing. All right, you guys, have an amazing rest of your week. God bless you all. If you have questions, just give me a shout out. You know I'm ready. So talk to you guys later. Have a great night. Bye-bye.